Hi. I hope y'all had a good weekend. And today I wanted to kind of talk about why we actually argue with our partners about money. And what I found is there's one key element along with other elements. So I don't want to make this as the only element, but it always tends to go back to this one key element, which is basically valuing what your partner values. And that doesn't mean that you agree with it, but at least honoring it and understanding that, this is what your partner values, and it may be a little bit different than what you value, and that's totally fine. And so, once you can respect and honor and accept what your partner values, then you can kind of work around a plan, or you can have a plan on how you're going to manage your money around that, right? So it's very difficult when we don't respect or value things. And sometimes, and this is where, I don't want to say marriage counseling or something may come in handy, is if your values are so unaligned that you guys are totally bickering over that value. That's when it can be an issue too. So it's really, really important that you get clarity, you get understanding around this is what I value, this is what he values. So I know you're thinking, what is she talking about? What is she talking about values? Is she talking about morals? Is she talking about, I don't know, some crazy stuff? No. What I mean by values is basically just what you value usually is what you spend money on. You know, for instance, some people value, they like to have a nice home, they like to have nice furniture, they like to, spend their money on things because they have a sense of value, right? In that. They feel like that's important. So, with that being said, there's no right or wrong with that. That's just what they believe and what they value. That's maybe different from what you value. Some people feel like having a luxury vehicle is important. And, it makes them feel good to get into a car that has leather seats and all this fancy bells and whistles. And that's what's important to them. So that's kind of what they value, right? And as far as, other people may be like, I want to have experiences, I want to travel. And usually their money follows that. Sometimes couples may value different things. So maybe your partner values having a nice car, whereas you value, I want to go on a very nice vacation every year. And so, what you have to do is those two values are not really aligned. So, there's a lot of techniques and strategies you can use, right, to get them aligned. And one of them is centering your budget or your financial planning or management, right, around the values not being aligned to get them closer together. And so that's kind of what I do when I work with couples and I do one on one coaching and I'm working with them. It's to help them figure out what the best plan is for them. And it's kind of interesting because one of the things that kind of kills me and is like, ugh, it like irks my soul is that, people often have this idea of, you know, this is the system and this system will work for this couple or this family or whatever because they've created the system. And a lot of the systems out there are perfect. I mean, they're good. I'm not, being critical of anybody and anything that they've created. However, all systems do not work for every couple. And what I found, especially since I've been married for 20 years, I figured that out. And that's kind of why I started doing what I'm doing now. And that's how I even kind of changed over some of my therapy practice into this area because, you know, a lot of people will come in and say, I'm doing this system and he's not doing this, or she's not doing this, or they're not doing this, and it's not working, and we've tried everything. And I would often say to them, that system does not work for you because it's not meant for you. And the perfect example, I have a, like, you could tell I'm a black girl and I have kind of natural hair. And one of the things about having natural hair is that you have to try like and everybody who has this, and it may not even be with black girls and natural hair, I don't know, it may be with other races, but you have to try all these products, right? Because when your hair is really curly, when it's kinky, moisture, you know, has to get into the hair, you know, and you have to keep it kind of moist so it doesn't dry out and get really brittle. And so I had a friend and I would always see her hair, and she was natural too, and I would be like, oh girl, your hair looks so good, your hair is the bomb, what are you putting on your hair? And she would tell me, and you know, and I was like, okay, wow, I'm gonna go get this hair product and I'm gonna put it on my hair. Well, I would go and I got this hair product. It costs a lot of money, by the way. I put this hair product on my hair and the stuff didn't work. I mean, my hair was stick. I mean, it was looking bad. So, I mean, it was looking bad. So I was like, okay, why isn't this working for my hair? And then, you know, the stuff costs so much. So I kept trying it and trying it. And my hair was not looking good. It was even getting kind of dry. It was bad. It was bad. Anyway, so I finally had to realize, but she was still using the product, and the product, I mean, her hair was gorgeous. I mean, her hair was very beautiful. And I'm like, why isn't this working for my hair? But then the realization came, and my beautician told me, because you don't have the type of hair she has. So even though, you know, y'all are both African American, right? Doesn't mean y'all have the same hair and the hair texture and all that. So what's working for her is not going to work for you. And that's kind of the basis of what I'm trying to tell you guys, and why I'm doing this is because what I realized is that what works for some couples and it works beautifully for them doesn't necessarily mean that's going to work for you, right? Just like I thought the girl with the beautiful, my friend with the beautiful hair, and she was using that product and it was working wonderful for her. And when I tried the product, my hair was almost about to fall out my head. It's the same thing with your finances when you're a couple, right? You have to have something that's going to mesh and work for you guys. And that may be different from what the Joneses or your neighbors or whoever are doing next door. So you have to be very cognizant, and you have to be aware of what's going to work for you guys. And that's where, you know, doing a lot of research, understanding what you value, understanding how things are aligned or they're not aligned, and getting systems shaped around that. So I hope this message receives you guys well. You know, that I do one-on-one coaching, and you can always, you know, contact me if you feel like this would benefit you. And I do go through an interview process so I can make sure that we are a good fit. But even if you don't do that, go to the website, you know, check out some of the articles and some of the blogs and some of the spreadsheets I have on there that can definitely maybe help take you and your partner on a road to having a more conjoined, joint relationship when it comes to your money. Yes. I will see y'all next time. Take care.